Hey everyone, it's Karen at Worldschooling Central. Today we answer the question, what is worldschooling? Watch this to find out more. Hi everyone, I'm Karen King, creator of Worldschooling Central, a community for worldschooling families and people interested in learning more. In this video, I want to answer the question, what is worldschooling? So I recently interviewed a group of experienced worldschooling families and asked them to share their experience. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with any new questions we answer. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Now let's hear what our families have to say.
Worldschooling is just learning while experiencing the world and being able to do that as a family so that you're actually part of those wonderful memories with your kids when they're growing up.
So I see worldschooling as basically using the world as part of our education. So learning from the world in the ways that we travel and the people that we meet, the cultures we come across. So making that an integral part of how we learn and what we learn about.
Taking the world as your school, as your classroom, when you take every experience of your day in a new country as a learning experience.
Worldschooling is experiencing and integrating whatever landscape you're in and understanding that in reference to who you are and how you fit into the greater picture.
Generally, I think worldschooling, and I immediately think families who travel the world and school their kids while they travel. But I also think it's a concept, like you can world school at home.
Having the freedom and the flexibility to be able to do our own thing and travel and show them much more than what they learn at school.
We really just see it as an amazing opportunity to learn from the world.
Exposing family and kids to other cultures, getting them out there, showing them that not everyone lives the way they do.
It can look different in each family. So yes, of course, traveling full time and showing your kid the world is certainly probably the thing that I aspire to. But for now, we're dipping our toe in the world schooling the way that I would like for world school, which is to travel full time. But in the meantime, we're going to do everything we can to just travel the world while we can.
Learning from all of our travel experiences and the kids learning firsthand, because you know when you're in school, you're learning from textbooks. And Skylar says it all the time. She's 9. She goes, I love learning from the world and not through a book. Because she's very hands-on. She loves to see, touch, and feel and experience the vibe of wherever we are. And that's just something that you cannot get sitting in a classroom and looking in a book.
For me, worldschooling is the pursuit of what you truly love and the world being there as this launching pad that will send, being able to really send you off shooting through the stars in a sense.
Exploring and trying new things, trying different foods, trying different cultural dances, trying different things, learning about the world outside of themselves and learning to be compassionate and empathetic to other people's maybe living situations or their stories.
My definition of worldschooling would be to give the kids the best education in their season of life in the culture we're presently in.
Through travel experience, children get to learn firsthand of the knowledge and the insights that they gain through the process. They will be able to apply it through the process of actually their travels, and at the same time, because of the process of exposure that they gain in traveling, they're able to actually expand their horizon and be able to learn about different cultures, different heritage, and at the same time, of course, in the end, we want them to be able to actually put it into use in real life.
Life is learning, and just kind of that idea of exposing yourself to as much of the world as possible so you can learn the things that you don't know. And just having that curiosity and just asking questions and finding answers and just that whole process and how it evolves.
I think it's different for everybody. but world schooling in general, encompassing some kind of travel into your children's educational or experience of life.
People are naturally inclined to learn. It's when the systems push you into learning this thing right now that makes it so that kids don't like to learn as much. And so if we let that happen, let people learn from everywhere around them, then it's so much more effective and so much more fun. Oh my goodness.
Travel is really what helps take that position of self and make it into an understanding where you are a much smaller piece in a much bigger puzzle. And that humbles you and it takes you into a position where you're more willing to learn from other people.
Sometimes we think that we just learn in school. The truth is that every day, everybody has a different way of learning. All of us remember different things of the same day, but we're all learning something. And so once you're world schooling, you can start being conscious about this and that you're not wasting your day because you went to a cooking class or to a hike instead of staying on your books in school.
World schooling to me, I guess, means having the liberated mentality to be able to work out where and when you choose to live, work, and educate children.
For us, it's literally seeing it, experiencing it, whatever the culture is, whatever the country is about. It's like there's nothing that can replace actually physically being there.
World schooling means different things for everyone. Everyone's on their total own journey. So there's people who don't necessarily do a lot of travel but may consider themselves still world schoolers because they're interested in the world, and they may include some form of world learning or learning about other cultures from right where they are at home. Some people have their full-time jobs or their home base and then they travel when they can.
It's metamorphed as we've traveled the world. When we've lived in England, when we've lived in Ghana, when we've stayed in Mozambique and traveled to the Middle East and Asia and different things, school would be off the books. And it would be, other times it would be very structured because we set out to raise our kids differently. And they've truly become third culture kids.
Introducing them to new foods, to new languages, to history, to different geographical places.
For us, like I said, we slow travel full time. So that is our sort of picture of world schooling.
We've harvested rice with the locals. We've gone, snorkeling on shipwrecks and just all this amazing epic stuff. We're actually learning history and how to do this and that and the other and connecting.
Instead of reading thousands of scrolls of books, you might as well travel thousands of miles. And I think that's what we're trying to do with our son. We want to experience firsthand with him everything that we've seen, everything that we experienced together and learned together, rather than reading him in text.
I think it's just a way of teaching your children, and you can do it while traveling the world or while living in one little tiny part of it.
There's not a point where, okay, we're learning from 8 to 3,
it stops, yeah.
And then from 3 to 9 o'clock at night, we're not doing anything. It's just, it could be 9 o'clock at night. We were, let's say we were in Thailand and we're watching The Perfect Storm on our computer, and then it's 9 o'clock at night and the kids start geeking out on hurricanes and how hurricanes are formed and why do the hurricanes sink the ship. And so we stayed up till 11:30 at night studying hurricanes in bed. And I'm like, we're doing school right now. This is so crazy. We're studying weather patterns, all this stuff.
It's just constantly changing, constantly. The curiosity is always there. And so we learn a lot just from the kids' curiosity. And that's just one of the little cool side effects that happens with this kind of learning.
And hopefully they take that on throughout life. There's never a point where, okay, I'm 18, I'm done learning now. Or I'm 21 and I'm done with college, so now I stop learning and just go into a job. Hopefully it always is just keep going, keep learning, keep going, it doesn't matter.
There's only so much you can learn in a classroom. And we just see them totally blossom when we pull them out of school and we travel around and we go to these different countries. They're just like little sponges. They soak it up.
I want to get them out there and show them that everyone lives a little bit differently and things don't always work the way we want them to work. And sometimes, when you do travel or when you do experience something new, it may not go exactly as it's planned. And that's okay. You have to roll with it. You have to, sometimes change your plan for the last minute, and that it's okay to do that.
The freedom to learn at every step of the way, not necessarily within any type of classroom or learning environment, just learning through life and the people that we meet.
For me, it's using the world as your classroom.
Worldschooling is, just endless opportunity.
To learn more about Worldschooling, check out our other Q&A videos. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications every time we upload a new video. Also, come check out www.worldschoolingcentral.com.